The autopsy came back. They said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Said that she had been, she had a broken neck and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten.
Originally, it was alleged that Shanquella Robinson's spine and neck were both broken from a brutal beating that was filmed and executed by her friends. And the story went viral as the internet reacted to the alleged murder of Shanquella by her friends, who tried to tell her parents that she died of alcohol poisoning on a group trip to Cabo to celebrate a friend's birthday. And well, we ended up finding out that that was a lie.
I spoke with her Friday evening. She was having dinner. And I never spoke with her again.
Because what her friends didn't say and what blew everything up was a video leaking of Shanquella being assaulted naked by one of her friends while the others watched. This video, and allegedly another one that was never released to the public, would show Shanquella sustaining the injuries, allegedly, that her family believes took her life.
They left her there for the maids to find her. Don't you know how much pain my daughter suffered?
Now, this story was and still is huge, and we have some earth-shattering news regarding the North Carolina native Miss Robinson that has a lot of people pissed off, because the fight for Shanquella to get justice isn't going so well these days. And we'll get to that and why things aren't working out the way people hoped it would. But according to BET, once the death certificate came out, it was revealed that Shanquella was found unconscious in her living room, which was definitely not what the friends told the parents, and that she died from a severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. This being when the base of the skull is detached or loosened from the vertebrae, showing zero signs of alcohol poisoning being the cause of death. She didn't have liquor in her system at the time of the autopsy. Again, doesn't look like the friends were telling the truth, and is what the friends of Shanquella told her parents as they left her body in Cabo.
They said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poisoning. They couldn't get a pulse. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
Combine this with, at the same time, a video leaking of Shanquella being naked in that hotel, continuously assaulted, and even being slammed by one of her would-be friends, who was later identified as Dejanay Jackson. This led to an arrest being made. On the night of November 28th, it was confirmed by Yahoo News that Dejanay Jackson was arrested by Interpol agents after Mexico issued an arrest warrant seeking Jackson's extradition. She was then placed in federal custody while she awaited the beginning of her extradition process to Mexico. And again, the Mexican authorities' autopsy showed that there was no alcohol in her system, and the parents finally got her body back to the United States. They found bruises and contusions all over her body, showing that she had been in a fight, obviously.
They are liars and cowards.
And although the Mexican authorities have ruled the death as a femicide, good old American law enforcement has dealt a major blow to the supporters of Shanquella and her family's hopes of forever receiving justice. So how did this happen, and what is this major update? And what are the American authorities saying? Well, we'll get to all of that, but first, I am Joe Stone, and this is the Church of Joe Stone podcast, where we find the most shocking and provocative news and take it to church. Make sure to subscribe to the Church of Joe Stone podcast on all platforms. Now, back to the present. The family's attorney, Sue Anderson, just held a press conference with the family, stating that the Mexican authorities ended their investigation and took the proper actions for extradition, meaning they did their job. But the Department of Justice said that this past Wednesday, April 12th, that the reason as to why they made no arrest on the case was due to a lack of available evidence, which does not support prosecution.
We're here today. Obviously, everyone knows that the FBI has released their statement indicating that they don't plan on filing any charges after investigating Shanquella's case. So we're here today. We're disappointed, but we're not deterred. It's not something that's necessarily unexpected, in the sense that Black and brown people always have to carve their own path to justice.
This is what American authorities told the family. At the press conference this Wednesday, Sue Anderson told the public that an autopsy of Shanquella's body, which was conducted by the Mecklenburg County Medical Examiner, showed that Shanquella's spine was intact at her time of death. And she would go on to say that, like other cases where you have George Floyd and we watched officers put a knee on his neck and then try to tell us that he died of an overdose, and stories of other Black individuals who had to fight American authorities to get them to take their murders seriously or to even prosecute the people that committed them. So with all of that being said, it seems like at this point, the people who took the life of Shanquella Robinson will be getting away with it. But now the attorney said that the family is still seeking to make sure that Shanquella does get justice. And hopefully there is some way for them to put pressure on either another autopsy or a second look at the case. But right now, it doesn't look very good. But we will keep you updated as Shanquella's family continues to try to get justice, and we'll see what happens. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that the American authorities are right, and maybe she wasn't harmed? Do you think that this is some type of cover-up? Do you think that it's just law enforcement not caring about black lives, and damn sure now black lives in another country or lost in another country? Do you think that these people that are responsible for taking Shanquella's life will face charges, or do you think that this is the end of the saga and they got away scot-free? Let us know what you think in the comments. But I am Joe Stone, and this is the Church of Joe Stone podcast, where we find the most shocking and provocative news and take it to church. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.